So, what exactly happened in the Backrooms? Where are the siren head bacteria creatures? What in the hell was Clark doing with the still lives? Seriously, what was up with that? And finally, did our main protagonist survive at the end of the movie? Pretty much the best part about the Backrooms was the unexplained aspects of the entity. That's what I like to call the Backrooms. I think of the Backrooms in themselves as a conscious entity, almost something like a Lovecraftian uh, type monster. So, starting off, one of the biggest questions that a lot of the Backroom fans had were, where is the Siren Heads? Where are the bacteria monsters? So, at one point in the movie, Clark, while describing the still lives to the therapist, he at one point stabs one of the still lives in the neck to show that they don't process pain. And then immediately following that, he cuts out that same still live's stomach, showing that it is a bioorganic material that is actually edible. It can be eaten. So, my first initial theory, as soon as I heard that, was that is where the siren heads originate from. You know, the creator has always said that they come from a bacteria within the Backrooms. But where did the bacteria originate from? And that's where the bioorganic matter comes from. Let's say a still life is damaged, or it's just been there too long and it starts decaying. If that's a bioorganic material, would it not fester and then create bacteria just like a regular meat? You know, just like a venison left out for too long. Now, there's not much else to be said for the Siren Heads at this point. It's more just to see how he's going to fit the Siren Heads into the movie's canon and lore. Which, yes, the movies are a part of the YouTube series. They do follow the same canon. But like I said, the actual origination of those monsters just hasn't been fully delved into, even in the YouTube series. So, the next theory, this is also another theory of mine, and one that I feel like is very, very indisputable. I mean, it was right in the context clues, man. It was right in front of you. So, during this exact same scene, right after he finishes, cutting out that little chunk of meat for the therapist, he then looks back to the still life behind him, which is a copy of his wife. And when talking about this, he looks over, he stutters, and then he cuts off the point that he was about to make. Now, all I'm saying is, this dude totally fucked the still lives, okay? Maybe that's where the siren heads come from, when you breed with one of them. I mean, dude, you could tell by the way that he was, he brutally sexually assaulted that still life, bro. And you gotta wonder, what does it look like down there? You know what I'm saying? She's got 8 faces. Maybe she has 8 of something else. I wouldn't particularly be opposed to that. I don't know. Just saying, a little food for thought, right? Anyway, but no, I feel I remember as soon as that happened, I was like, is that what he's alluding to? Is that what the creator is alluding to? Because this looked so weird, how he stuttered and backed off of what he was gonna say. It was crazy. Yeah, I guess there's not much else to be said about that. Maybe that's where the siren heads come from. And then the final theory. Did our main protagonist live at the end of the movie? Now, as we know, you don't have to be dead for the Backrooms to remember you. If anything, Pirate Clark was the biggest example of this. I mean, a separate entity was created in Pirate Clark before Clark even knew about the Backrooms. At least, I think it was Pirate Clark at the start of the movie, causing all the havoc in the Backrooms even then. So, we didn't see another entity, so that's just to be assumed by the audience, right? So, the therapist didn't have to die for her to be remembered in the Backrooms. And if anything, while they kind of left it open-ended, I mean, she actually asked Async, what's going to happen to me? Do I get to leave? Like, you know, am I allowed to go back out into the real world with this information? And that's when it cuts to her, you know, being remembered in the Backrooms as a still life herself. I personally lean towards the fact that she did live. I mean, I just don't understand why Async would be wiping people off the map for no reason, especially somebody who could be of use in the Backrooms. So I think that was obviously to set up a sequel. I mean, it's Kane Pixels, right? He's the one who made it. I mean, he knew that he cooked. He absolutely knew that he cooked. So, yeah, I think a lot of people had some really doomer theories with her, but you know, it just needs to be remembered that you don't have to die to be remembered. And on top of this, you know, one other theory that I have that's a little interesting is how exactly does the Backrooms influence spread? Because as we know, Clark, he had that false breaker that when he flipped it, it led to the Backrooms door opening. So is it like a Freddy Krueger type entity where the more people believe in it or the more people who have interacted with it, it slowly spreads its influence to objects that are nearby? So, you know, say within a mile radius, somebody else had interacted with the Backrooms as well. You know, maybe that you know, just randomly sends some sort of interference that can open up a Backrooms doorway that way. That one I'm very unsure of. If you guys have more lore for me on that aspect, I would love to hear it. But yeah, that's just like the only comparison I can get in my head as to why that false breaker appeared to even start, you know, the narrative of the actual story. So anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Stay tuned. My next video is going to be for people who really loved the Backrooms. I think there was a movie very similar to the Backrooms made just a few years before about another video game series that I think was even better. It's called Exit 8, and that'll be my next video. Stay tuned.